the mirror was heavier than it looked. Kaelin discovered this the moment he lifted it from the sorcerer's vault, his thin arms trembling as moonlight spilled across the silver frame. He had stolen many things in his short life. Coins, rings, bread, but never something that seemed to breathe. The mirror's surface shimmered. Kaelin glanced at his reflection and froze. The boy staring back at him smiled, but Kaelin had not. Finally, the reflection said, pressing a hand against the glass. "You took long enough." Kaelin stumbled backward. "What are you?" "I'm you," the reflection replied calmly. "Or rather, what you could be. Let me out and I'll take your place. You'll live in warmth and safety. No hunger, no running." The vault alarms began to ring. Kaelin didn't answer. He wrapped the mirror in cloth, heart racing, and fled into the night, unaware that his choice would ignite a chain of events older than the kingdom itself. Far to the south, flames roared in the public square. Elowen stood bound to the wooden stake, smoke curling around her as the crowd screamed for her death. A runaway noblewoman, they called her. A witch. She closed her eyes as the fire reached her feet. Pain never came. Instead, the flames bent toward her like worshippers. "Do not fear," the fire whispered. Elowen gasped as the ropes burned away without touching her skin. She stepped forward, untouched, as the crowd fell silent. "You are chosen," the fire murmured, "and you are not alone." From that moment on, fire spoke to Elowen, warning her of danger, guiding her steps, urging her north toward a kingdom that had just slain its last dragon. Queen Merith stood alone in the armory, fingers trembling as she lifted her husband's armor from its stand. King Aldrich had died 3 days earlier, struck down in battle against rebels at the Eastern Pass. The court demanded vengeance. The army demanded a leader. So Merith donned the armor herself. The moment the helmet touched her brow, the world fractured. She saw Aldrich's final moments, not in battle, but in a tent kneeling. A trusted general stood behind him. A blade fell. Merith tore the helmet away, breath shaking. "My love was betrayed," she whispered, and she would not let his death go unanswered. When the last dragon died, the kingdom celebrated for 7 days. They believed the ancient curse was broken. They were wrong. In a mountain village, a girl named Ceres woke screaming as fire burned beneath her skin. A dark scale-shaped mark had appeared on her shoulder, glowing faintly red. She hadn't eaten in days, yet hunger clawed at her, sharp and unnatural. Not for food, for fire. The dying goddess chose Ceres that same night. As divine hunters closed in, blades glowing with sacred light, the goddess pressed her remaining power into the girl's bones. "Live," she commanded softly, "and endure." The hunters arrived too late. Ceres collapsed, power roaring through her veins as something ancient awakened inside her. Fate converged at the ruined city of Ashfall. Kaelin arrived first, chased by guards and haunted by the mirror's voice, which grew stronger with every mile. Elowen followed, fire guiding her steps. Queen Merith marched in secret, armor hidden beneath her cloak, betrayal burning hotter than grief. Ceres came last, pursued by divine hunters and consumed by hunger she barely understood. When they met beneath the broken spire, the air itself seemed to hold its breath. The mirror slipped from Kaelin's grasp and shattered. From the fragments rose a second Kaelin, taller, sharper-eyed, smiling with cruel certainty. "You chose wrong," the reflection said. "Now I'll choose for you." The ground trembled. Fire erupted as Ceres screamed, flames spiraling from her mark. Eowyn stepped forward instinctively, raising her hands, fire bending to her will. Queen Merith drew her blade. The divine hunters descended. What followed was chaos steel against flame, light against shadow. The false Kaelin lunged for the girl marked by fire, but Queen Merith struck him down, visions of betrayal guiding her blade. Eowyn stood beside Ceres, fire speaking urgently now. The curse lives in her, the dragon's hunger, the goddess's power. Kaelin knelt beside Ceres, fear and awe warring in his chest. "She's not a monster," he said. "She's just afraid." Ceres looked up, tears streaking her soot-stained face. "I don't want to burn the world." Queen Merith removed her helmet. "Then don't," she said softly. "Help me change it." Together, they did something the kingdom had forgotten how to do. They chose mercy. Eowyn guided the fire. Ceres released it. The goddess's power settled, not as a weapon, but as balance. The divine hunters withdrew. The curse broke, not through death, but through understanding. Years later, stories spread of a kingdom reborn.
A queen who ruled with truth. A fire speaker who healed instead of burned. A girl who carried dragonfire without hunger. And a thief who stole fate itself, and gave it back, better than before. Magic survived. Not in vaults or crowns, but in choice.